It's not just any day today, it's Treacherous Trap Tuesday, and this video sucks. No, the trap sucks. I'm the D&G, and this is 70 System, a channel all about role-playing games and 70 System, the role-playing game itself, but role-playing games in general. If you'd like to support the making of these videos, please check out patreon.com/70 System. But enough of that, we are now going to talk religiously about traps. And this one is called the Sucker. I'm playing with a trap, Hannibal. Sucker, I pity the sucker. This is a very simple trap where the adventurers walk into a room or down a corridor or something, and in the middle of the room is a little pedestal or a statue or something that's very inviting. And on the pedestal is, or in the hand of the statue, is a magical looking item or artifact, which has been heavily glued in. But of course, they will not know this until they step onto one of the flagstones. Now, how is this trap obfuscated? Well, it's in the ceiling. No one ever looks up. How many times have you DM'd a game and the adventurers have said to you, I decide to look at the ceiling? It never happens. Never once in 20 years has anybody ever said, I would like to do a perception check on the ceiling. Never once. Not a once. That is where the fiendish nature of this trap comes in. It's obfuscated, big hole in the ceiling, probably about 10 feet wide, something like that. You know, they won't see it, so there's no point in even describing it. Of course, the pedestal with the thing on it, or the statue with the magical sword in its hand, is the lure. Now what happens is they step onto a flagstone surrounding that, and that is the trigger. Of course, they step on that, and up in the ceiling, a large block is dropped on another bellows somewhere that causes a suction, and the adventurer is sucked up through some kind of sphincter into a containment vessel of some kind. And lurking in there is whatever you want there to be, some horrible thing that's going to try to digest them over 1,000 years. Or, of course, a gelatinous cube that gets sucked up straight inside a gelatinous cube and start slowly dissolving them. Then they have to, of course, then chew their way out. That's the containment. They're stuck inside the gelatinous cube, or they're in the belly of the beast, or they're in some kind of lair, containment vessel, oubliette, something to that effect. They get spat out another sphincter down into an oubliette, and in there is lurking some dark and horrible creature that wishes to devour them from the inside. The effect, of course, is then the damage being done by said creature. This creature lives off all the things that are being sucked up into its lair, or into it, as the case may be, and it has grown significantly over the years. And of course, you can then use the former victims as a source of treasure, or weapons, or things of that nature, depending on how you want to continue your story along. Think of it like the trap is a secret passage into a secret area where there's a horrible monster that's holding onto some treasure. That's pretty much what they all do. They're just treasure hoarders that need to be killed, every single one of them. Horrible things. Being an obfuscated, obscured containment vessel in the ceiling, they don't really need to be disposed of, because the creature will just kind of spit their bones out into the trough of victim parts that just lie around after said munching. No need to adapt the trap in any way. The trap just kind of remains, and it resets once a person has been sucked up. You know, there's another block that drops down and resets the bellows that creates the suction for the next victim. And to make it even more interesting, the suction happens so quickly that they seem to disappear in front of the other players. You know, you're either holding up the flickering torchlight and Jones was acting strangely and now he's gone. disappeared. Where did he go? His screams echo through the dungeon. So yeah, you can make it really creepy. Because of the nature of the thing, they kind of just disappear like this. They may not have seen them being sucked up in the ceiling. You can get them to do a senses or a perception check or whatever your game calls for, and they can see if they notice that happening. If not, they may set their foot on top of another trigger and get sucked up themselves. And they may have to try to figure out what happened. You could also have it that it takes a while for it to reset, so get a round or two. So, you know, they rush over to this thing and they find this thing glued on and they don't really understand. Scratching the head, where did Jones go? Take a step back, boom, trigger. There goes Millie, sucked up into the bowels of the gelatinous cube. If you like this video, like button. Check out 70system.com and of course the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and everything else. And I will see you in the next Treacherous Trap Tuesday.